Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. We're at 7138 Chris Lane, and we have the camera pushed out 100 feet, so pretty average length of a sewer line. I always say the average length is about 100 feet, and we're right there. That first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. And it looks like a good connection there. And it looks like clay pipe from what I can tell so far. You'll notice some standing water, and some areas are definitely going to be a little worse than others. But the standing water indicates that you have bad grade in some spots. So that running water that you're seeing on the screen now, that's just fine. What you don't want to see is when it starts to build up and cover my camera head. Those are the areas where waste can collect, and if enough waste builds up, it can create a blockage where it then backs up towards the house. So right there, about 72 feet, we go underwater. For about 10 feet. So and then we go back under, so it seems like it kind of goes up and down. Definitely a low spot there. A little bit of an offset there on that pipe. So roughly 8, 9, 10 feet or so of standing water. So that's a belly, and the only way to fix bad grade is to dig it up and re-slope it. Those are roots. I would recommend getting those cleaned out. They're not the biggest roots, but they're big enough that waste could get stuck on them. Looks like I'm dragging some along my camera head. That's an access point, and so somewhere outside you have another spot that the line could be accessed. Little flat through there, but not very deep, so that's not very concerning. Looks like another root. More standing water, but not too deep through there. More debris. Okay, so now we're starting to transition to cast iron. You see wet wipes stuck in the line. This is going to be the weakest link, and this is all under the house. The cast iron under the basement slab is very rough. My camera was getting caught on it over and over, and I think that's because you might have some channel rot where the bottom of the pipe has eroded away. That oftentimes will cause my camera to get stuck as I try to push it through. I'm not positive how the bottom of the pipe looks because it's holding all this water and waste, but it's real rough. I would recommend that it be cleaned so that you know how the grade is. It's hard to really say if this is holding water because of bad grade or because of other issues like just buildup and blockages. But I recommend getting it cleaned, and if you have good grade, then you can do a liner. If you don't have good grade, the option would be to dig up the basement slab and replace this pipe, which there's a good chance that's what it's going to need, because I'm seeing a lot of standing water and waste, but I'm not necessarily seeing blockages at the beginning of it, and so that's more indicative of bad grade. Even if you have good grade, it is cast iron, and so it gets this buildup, and that it also thins and flakes over time, and so it'll eventually need to be replaced regardless. But next step here, I would definitely recommend having the line cleaned and then having that area looked at under the house again. I'm going to end this recording now.